The fertility clinic waiting room smells like antiseptic and stale coffee as Ava Collins sits rigid in a plastic chair. Fingers digging into her purse strap, her husband Mark Bennett paces in front of the frosted glass door. Phone in hand, jaw tight, looking more annoyed than worried.
If this report is bad again, I am done with this, Ava. I am not wasting my life on a woman who cannot give me a child.
You promised we were in this together, Mark. You said sickness and health, remember?
He does not answer. He only stares at the door as if his entire future is trapped in the folder the doctor will carry out.
Mr. and Mrs. Bennett, please come in.
They follow the doctor into a small office, diplomas on the wall, city skyline glowing through the window, a folder open on the desk like a verdict.
We repeated all the tests, and the results are the same. The issue is not with Mrs. Bennett. Her fertility looks normal. The problem is with your sperm count, Mark.
That is impossible. You said before that Ava might never get pregnant. You said her body was weak.
I said we needed more tests, and now we have them. The numbers are very clear. If there is difficulty conceiving, it is on your side, Mr. Bennett.
Silence hits the room. Ava grips the arm of her chair as shock and bitter vindication crash through her, like a wave.
So all this time, you blamed me. You let your mother call me barren. You made me beg for another chance. And it was never me.
Shut up, Ava. There has to be a mistake. I want a second opinion. A different clinic. I am not the problem here.
The doctor slides the printed charts across the desk, his voice steady as he explains reference ranges, numbers, and how facts do not care about pride.
You can, of course, get another opinion, but every lab will see the same thing. Male factor infertility is common and treatable if you are willing to face it.
I am not infertile. Ava is the one who never got pregnant in 3 years. I do not care what your papers say.
3 years of injections and pills and procedures, all of it cutting into my body. And you never once considered that it might be you.
Mark storms out of the office, leaving Ava alone with the doctor, and the echo of his denial ringing in her ears.
You deserve support, Ava, not blame. Please remember that as you make your choices.
Outside in the hallway, voices rise. Margaret Bennett has arrived with her designer handbag and sharper tongue, ready for a scene.
So what did they say? Is the clinic finally admitting you are useless, Ava? Because my son deserves a real family, not endless hospital bills.
The issue is not me, Margaret. The doctor said I am fine. The problem is the sperm count on your perfect son.
You liar! You think I will believe that? You just want to trap him longer, but it is over. The divorce papers are ready and waiting at the lawyer office.
I am filing today, Ava. I want out. I want a chance to have kids with someone who is not cursed with bad luck, like you.
The word cursed slices through her, deeper than any injection needle ever did. But somewhere under the pain, a spark of cold anger begins to burn.
You want a divorce? Fine, I will sign. But when life proves you wrong, Mark Bennett, do not crawl back to me.
Later that afternoon, they sit across from each other at a polished conference table in a glass tower downtown. The city spread beneath them like a map of every choice she ever made.
This is a standard settlement. Ava keeps the compact car and her personal savings. Mark keeps the apartment and the business shares. Both parties waive further claims.
Ava stares at the papers, at the neat lines that reduce 3 years of marriage, and a mountain of bruised hope into signatures and dates.
Sign it, Ava. Do not make this harder than it has to be. You will thank me later when you finally move on.
I will never thank you for this. But I will move on, and one day you are going to choke on everything you said to me today.
Her hand trembles only once as she signs. Then she slides the pen back and forces her spine straight, refusing to let them see her break. On the other side of the tinted glass wall, a man in a tailored dark suit watches the scene with narrowed eyes, his reflection cutting through the skyline. Gabriel King, youngest self-made billionaire in the city, is here for a merger meeting in the next room. But his attention is locked on the woman who just lost everything with her chin held high.
Find out who she is, and why she walked away from that divorce looking like she is about to start a war.
His assistant nods and starts typing, while inside the conference room Ava gathers her bag, her pride, and the tiny flame of vengeance now blazing in her chest. 2 months later, Ava leans over a cramped office desk at a small event planning firm, sorting color swatches for a wedding she secretly thinks will not last a year. She traded the Bennett apartment for a walk-up studio and her old corporate job for this chaotic creative work. But at least every decision is finally her own.
Okay, blush and ivory for the flowers, gold accents for the place cards. The bride wants fairy tale, not circus.
Her phone buzzes, an unknown number flashing on the screen. She almost ignores it, then thinks of unpaid bills and forces herself to answer.
Is this Ava Collins? I got your name from a mutual contact. I am looking for someone who can organize a very private, high-profile event on a tight timeline.
Depends who is asking and how tight we are talking. I do not do miracles, only very stressed magic.
Gabriel King, I need a full-scale gala dinner in 3 weeks. The guest list is brutal, and I want zero drama on the night. Can you handle that?
Her pen freezes above the notepad. She has seen his face in business magazines and on billboards, the man who buys companies the way others buy coffee.
If the budget matches the stress level, I can handle anything. Send me the details and we will set a meeting.
That night, she walks into the top floor of King Holdings, the lobby all glass and marble, the city lights like a sea beneath her feet. Gabriel waits by the floor-to-ceiling windows, tall and composed, a man who carries power as easily as air.
Ava Collins, thank you for coming on such short notice.
You called with the promise of a ridiculous budget. Trust me, I would have come faster if the elevator allowed it.
He smiles, brief but real, as he gestures toward a table covered in files, blueprints, and a single thick folder with her name clipped to the front.
Before we talk about the event, I want to be transparent. I know about your divorce. I know the Bennetts, and I know what happened at that clinic.
So, this is not just about centerpieces and seating charts. You did not seriously bring me up here to gossip about my ex.
No, I brought you here because I need a wife, and I think you need revenge. Both of our problems can be solved with a single decision.
The room tilts, just a little. Ava grips the back of a chair, heart pounding as she searches his face for a joke that does not come.
You need a wife. What are you talking about? You could date half this city if you wanted. Why would you look at a freshly divorced event planner?
My board expects stability. An upcoming acquisition requires me to project a certain image. My grandmother is pushing for a family legacy, and I do not have time for romance games. You are poised, clever, and clearly loyal even when treated badly. You walked out of that divorce with your head high. I respect that.
So your brilliant plan is a business marriage. You get a wife on paper. I get what exactly? More gossip and another mother-in-law who hates me.
You get financial freedom, protection from the Bennett's harassment, and a chance to walk back into their world on my arm when the time is right. They will choke on it.
He slides the folder toward her. Contract pages crisp and heavy. Bullet points listing assets, protections, exit clauses, and a marriage that looks more like a hostile takeover than a love story.
There is one more condition. If at any point you want out and ask for a divorce, you walk away with a large trust in your own name. No strings, no arguments.
And what if you fall in love with someone else or decide I am a bad investment? Do I get tossed aside again?
If I fall in love with someone else, that is my problem, not yours. This time you will not be the one begging to stay. I give you my word.
His gaze is steady, almost gentle under the sharp lines of his face, and something in Ava that has been cracked since the clinic dares to hope again.
Fine. I will marry you, Gabriel King. But understand this. I am not signing up to be another trophy on your wall. I want respect in my own life.
Good. I am not interested in a trophy. I am interested in a partner who can stand beside me and make the world talk.
She signs, the pen gliding with far more certainty than it did at the divorce. This time she is not losing anything. She is making the first move in a long-delayed revenge. 2 weeks later, gossip sites explode with photos of their City Hall wedding. Ava in a simple white dress, Gabriel in dark suit and quiet smile. Headlines screaming that the richest man in town just married a nobody. In a quiet suburb, Mark and Margaret stare at the screen, coffee cups forgotten as they click through every angle of the woman they threw away now standing beside the king of their world.
That ungrateful girl! She must have trapped him somehow. There is no way a man like that would choose a barren divorcee on purpose.
It is a show. It will not last. People like him do not keep broken things for long.
Mark says the words, but a tight, uneasy knot forms in his chest as he watches Gabriel look at Ava, like she is the only thing in the room that matters. The official story is that Ava and Gabriel are a perfect power couple. The real story is that they share a penthouse and a schedule more than a bed. They learn each other in fragments, late-night takeout at the kitchen island, quick debriefs between meetings, a hand on her back when cameras flash too bright.
You know, for a man who claims he does not have time for romance, you are very good at remembering my coffee order.
That is just good management, Ava. A productive partner is a caffeinated partner.
3 months into the marriage, the contract routine shatters on a rainy Tuesday, when Ava sprints to the bathroom and empties her stomach before she can even brush her teeth.
Great. Food poisoning, exactly what I need on a week with 2 galas and a board dinner.
By noon she is dizzy, and by evening Gabriel finds her curled on the sofa, pale and sweating, her planner open but ignored.
You are not fine. You can barely sit up. We are going to the hospital now, Ava.
Hospitals and I have history, and it is not a fun montage. I just need rest.
History or not, I am not losing my wife because she is too stubborn to see a doctor. Do not argue with me on this.
The emergency department moves fast when a billionaire walks in. They are ushered to a private room, tests ordered, before Ava can finish rolling her eyes.
Your vitals look stable, Mrs. King. We ran some blood work to be safe. There is one result we should talk about.
Just tell me I need more iron and less stress. I could have written that diagnosis myself.
You are pregnant, and based on the hormone levels and ultrasound, you are not just pregnant, you are carrying triplets.
The world narrows to the sound of her own heartbeat. Ava grips the edge of the bed, memories of sterile clinic rooms, and the word barren roaring back, and then shattering.
Triplets? That cannot be right. I was told I might never get pregnant at all. Are you sure this is not a joke?
There is nothing funny about this. We saw 3 separate heartbeats. You are very much pregnant, Mrs. King. Congratulations, and welcome to High Risk Obstetrics.
We are having 3 babies. Ava, you and me, you are giving my grandmother enough heirs to fill her mansion in one go.
He laughs, bright and shaken, then cups her face in his hands like she is the most precious thing he has ever been handed.
You are not scared at all. 3 babies at once. Your calendar is going to lose its mind.
My calendar can learn to cope. My grandmother is going to throw a party that will blow the stock market. This is the best news I have ever heard.
Later, when the initial rush settles and the doctor leaves them alone, Ava presses a trembling hand to her stomach, tears spilling down her cheeks at last.
I was never broken. It was never me. All those years I carried that blame, and it was always a lie.
You were never broken, Ava. Someone just needed to stop treating you like a problem to fix and start treating you like a woman who deserved better.
News of the pregnancy leaks faster than any official statement. By morning, the business channels are running segments about the King heirs, and social media is screaming about fate and karma. In the Bennett kitchen, Mark nearly drops his mug when he sees the headline. Photo of Ava leaving the hospital in Gabriel's jacket, a protective hand on her back.
No, this has to be fake. She cannot be pregnant. They said she could not. They said she was the problem.
It must be some treatment she did with his money, or maybe the story is exaggerated. Triplets? That sounds like a publicity stunt.
Mark pulls out his old file of medical reports, fingers shaking as he flips through the pages. Every line about male factor infertility, now burning his pride like acid.
They were wrong, or the test was off. There is no way it was me.
But even as he says it, he knows, deep down, that the test was never wrong. He was. And Ava is now proof, walking around with 3 new heartbeats inside her. Gabriel sets strict security around Ava, moves meetings to the penthouse, and quietly cancels business trips, his empire bending around the tiny lives growing in her body.
From now on, if it is not life or death, it can wait. The babies and you come first.
You do realize you are sounding dangerously like a real husband right now, not just a contract one.
Maybe the contract was just the start, Ava. Maybe the rest is what we choose to build on top of it.
By the 6th month, Ava is a walking headline, her baby bump impossible to hide, her glow undeniable, the once invisible ex-wife now, the most photographed woman in the city. Gabriel insists she slow down, but he cannot stop her from planning the charity gala that will double as the first official public appearance of the future King heirs.
Relax, I am pregnant, not made of glass. Besides, if we are going to shove this in certain faces, it deserves the perfect stage.
You are terrifying when you talk about revenge and table settings in the same breath. Remind me never to get on your bad side.
The night of the gala, the ballroom of the King's flagship hotel gleams with crystal and gold. Every power player in the city packed under its chandeliers. Ava steps onto the top of the staircase in a deep sapphire gown that hugs her bump. diamond earrings catching the light, her hand resting on the rail as the room goes silent. Beside her, Gabriel offers his arm with quiet pride, his gaze fixed on her like she is the only guest who matters.
Ready to make everyone regret ever doubting you.
Born ready.
They descend the stairs, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions about triplets and legacies and how it feels to build an empire and a family at the same time. At the far edge of the crowd, Mark stands in an ill-fitting suit, his current girlfriend Tessa clinging to his arm, both invited as minor partners in a subsidiary Gabriel acquired last month.
Is that your ex? She looks different, richer, and very pregnant. You told me she could not have kids.
I did not know this would happen. How was I supposed to know? Stop looking at me like that.
Gabriel takes the stage for his welcome speech. But before he talks about donations and causes, he does something no one expects.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Before we talk about business and charity, I want to introduce the woman who turned my house into a home and my future into something more than numbers. My wife Ava King, who is carrying our 3 miracles and who stood back up when life tried to grind her into the floor. She is the bravest person in this room.
Applause crashes through the hall, genuine and loud. Ava feels it vibrate through her bones as Gabriel kisses her temple in front of everyone. After the speech, while guests swarm them with congratulations, a familiar voice cuts through the noise like a stone through glass.
Ava, can we talk, please? Just for a minute.
I have nothing to say to you, Mark, unless you came to apologize to my children for calling their mother cursed.
I was wrong. I know that now, seeing you like this, maybe we rushed. Maybe we should have tried more options. I regret how things ended.
You did not just hurt her. You tried to break her, and you failed. Choose your next words very carefully, Bennett.
Mark swallows, eyes flicking between Gabriel's calm fury and the cameras now turning their way. This is a stage he cannot control.
I just want to say I am glad you are happy, and that you proved the doctors wrong. That is all.
The doctors were never wrong. You just refused to listen. When they said the problem was you, I carried that blame alone while you hid behind your pride.
Gasps ripple through the circle of onlookers, gossip-hungry guests, soaking up every word as Ava continues, voice steady, eyes bright.
I am done carrying your shame, Mark, tonight. I only carry what is mine, my babies and my future. You can keep your excuses.
She turns away, taking Gabriel's arm, leaving Mark standing under the hot glare of 100 phones and 1,000 whispered judgments.
You did not tell me you were the problem. You let everyone think it was her. What else have you lied about?
Tessa storms off, leaving Mark alone. The room suddenly too bright and too loud as his past choices close in like walls. Later that night, barefoot in the quiet penthouse nursery that is still half finished, Ava stands with Gabriel, looking at the 3 tiny cribs lined up in a row.
Today felt good. I thought I wanted to scream at him, but saying the truth out loud was enough. I feel lighter.
You did not just defend yourself, you closed the book on that chapter. From here on, your story is yours to write, Ava.
Our story, if I am being honest, this revenge marriage is starting to feel a lot like the real thing.
Good, because I stopped thinking of it as a contract a long time ago.
The triplets arrive on a stormy night that turns the city streets into rivers, and the hospital into a hive of flashing lights and rushing footsteps. Ava grips Gabriel's hand through each contraction, curses the existence of every smug doctor who ever doubted her body, and still finds breath to laugh when he nearly faints at the first cry.
Baby A is out, strong lungs, healthy weight. Congratulations, here comes baby B.
You are doing amazing, Ava. They are perfect, all of them.
Hours later, the storm has softened to steady rain on the windows, and Ava lies propped up against pillows, 3 tiny bundles tucked into clear bassinets beside her bed.
Meet Leo, Mia, and Noah. Try to tell me they are not the most beautiful revenge the universe has ever written.
They are the most beautiful everything, revenge included. And yes, I will let you remind me of that every time I change a diaper at 3 in the morning.
The next week blurs into feedings and visitors and a press conference carefully managed so the world sees joy and stability, not exhaustion and milk-stained shirts. Gabriel's grandmother cries openly on live television, blessing Ava as if she personally delivered the family future in gift wrap. Somewhere in the noise, the Bennetts' attempts to claw their way back into the story begin. Desperate messages and surprise visits that security efficiently blocks. One afternoon, as Ava rocks Mia to sleep in the nursery, her phone buzzes with a number she once knew by heart.
You have 5 seconds before I hang up, Mark. Use them wisely.
I just want to see them. Once. I know I do not deserve it, but I cannot stop thinking about the babies. They are a piece of you, Ava.
You had your chance to care about my future family when you were busy, throwing me away. You chose your pride over me. You do not get to rewrite that now.
Please, I am losing everything. The business is failing. Tessa left. I just wanted to say I am sorry.
I accept your apology for my own peace, not for yours, but you and my children will never meet. They deserve a clean start, not a cautionary tale in real time.
She ends the call and lets the silence settle, feeling no triumph. Only a deep, steady calm that tells her the past no longer owns any part of her life. Months pass. The babies grow from fragile newborns to loud, demanding little humans with opinions and startlingly strong kicks. Ava returns to event planning slowly, turning her name into a brand, specializing in high-end events that sell out waiting lists in hours. Every deal she signs now has her own company logo on it, not someone else's last name.
You realize you are becoming a bigger shark than I am in your niche. My board keeps bringing up your waitlist numbers in meetings.
Good, let them. My revenge was never just about being happy without them. It was about proving to myself that I could build something on my own.
On their first wedding anniversary, Gabriel books out the same conference room where she signed her divorce papers, now redecorated with soft lights and framed photos of their new family.
You really brought me back here. Are you trying to trigger me on a sentimental level?
I wanted to overwrite the worst day of your life with something better. Consider this a system update.
He drops to one knee, not with a contract this time, but with a small velvet box, his expression unguarded in a way she has never seen in a boardroom.
We started as a business deal and as mutual revenge, but somewhere between the lawyers and the late-night feedings I fell in love with you, Ava, truly and completely. So this is me asking, without shareholders or grandmothers involved, will you choose me again, this time for love?
You took my worst fear and turned it into the best part of my life. You showed me that I was never broken. How could I not choose you? Yes, Gabriel King, I will marry you for love again and again, as many times as it takes to drown out the past.
He slips the ring onto her finger. The same hand that once signed away a loveless marriage now closing around a future she chose on her own terms. Outside the window, the city glows, unaware that somewhere high above its streets, a woman once called Baron rocks Triplets to sleep, while the man who rules half the skyline kisses her, like she is his whole world.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.